Program is paid for by Investors Schooling. All opinions or statements expressed on the program are solely those of Investors Schooling or their guests and do not reflect the opinions of WPHT or Odyssey.
WPHT, WPHT-HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. The Larry Steinhouse Show.
All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Larry Steinhouse Show. We are here broadcasting live from Investor Schooling headquarters right here in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. I am Larry Steinhouse, and I am the CEO of Investor Schooling, and I'm here to bring financial educations, make it fun, make it accessible, and make it whatever. I read it wrong again.
Educations, you said.
Wait, ever get it? Okay, wait. Let me.
Are you going to blame us again?
I am here to make financial education fun and accessible to everyone, including you.
Me?
Do you think one day I'll actually get through this thing, right?
I think you try purposely to not get through
Yeah,
it.
maybe so.
Yeah, I think
All
so.
I know is we're on 10 o'clock in the morning now.
And Kimmy's
no one's
on.
listening.
Kimmy's on.
Kimmy's here, yay!
Kimmy's on.
Nobody's here. Nobody's listening.
No, Kimmy, we are really happy that you're here.
Our great lead-in show that we have usually in the afternoon was not our lead-in show.
I know. The guy before was
and I
different.
think, compared to that show, we're still...
Again, this is a horse.
It's a horse? It's not a snore?
It's not a horse.
What is what is that?
It sounds like somebody snoring.
It's nobody's snoring.
No?
Yeah,
Okay.
come to my house. Believe
Well,
me.
that's our great
Somebody
lead-in
snores
show.
just like that.
Anyway,
With the lips?
if we woke anybody up...
You can't snore with the lips.
It's like a puff of air coming out.
Exactly, but it's not. This is a horse.
If you sleep on if you sleep on your back and you have problems sleeping, I'm telling you, it comes out that way. Yes, I have personal experience with that.
It sounds like this, Omri.
I
No?
swear, I'm telling you. Yeah.
Do you have complaints from the neighbors?
No, he wears a CPAP now.
A what?
He wears
The
a
CPAP machine.
now.
Yeah, you don't know what a CPAP machine is?
No, I'm too young.
Yeah, it keeps you from snoring.
Yeah, because
Sometimes.
before he had the CPAP, it was bad. Like you could hear him on the other side of the house. You could hear him outside. It was awful.
The other side.
Yeah.
It was awful. It was awful.
So Linda and I, she used to have a condo, and we literally heard the guy downstairs snoring. That's
Yeah.
how bad this guy snored. We actually said something to him, and he apologized. I mean, it wasn't like, dude, if you don't stop snoring, we're gonna call the police. It wasn't like that. It was more like, dude, I don't know what's going on, but maybe you should get some help.
Yeah.
Because if it's that bad, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that so if we woke anybody up, here we are. And, in case you've never heard the show before, our show is a financial show, and we have a lot of fun on this show. We talk about real-life problems. We talk about real-life stuff. We talk about real-life stuff and real-life problems that we have as real estate investors, as stock option traders, as investors, real-life problems with you on the air. So just so you know, we're also live on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. And please leave a comment to say hello so we know you're watching. By the way, if there's enough time, we usually do a 2-hour show.
Yeah.
We only have a 1-hour show today because they moved us for the day because of the game
I know,
today.
it's frustrating because we finally got into the groove of the 2-hour show.
I know, it was fun, right?
Yeah, we got into the groove of that. It took a little bit, but we got into the groove of that. So now we're back to
Omri,
one.
Yes.
We need you to tell everybody the phone number so they can call in and ask us financial questions.
That's 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. You can call us at any time at 855-939-1137.
All right. And just so you know, the Larry Steinhouse Show is brought to you by Investor Schooling. At Investor Schooling, we teach you things about money I'll bet you never knew. We focus on practical learning, and we will equip you with real-world skills in real estate investing, stock options, tax savings tips, and the secrets to financial freedom. Of course, our headquarters are right here in Bucks County, and our online courses teach eager investors all over the country. So RSVP for a free class this Thursday night at investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com. All right, we got some cool people online saying hi. We got Kimmy, of course, saying hi. We got Teresa online saying hi as well. She's already cracking up. I don't know if it almost seems like she's never seen the show before. And then, of course, we got Joe online saying hi as well. And we got Heather. All right, look, we got some people watching.
All right,
Joe.
Kirk. Kirk
So we got at least 3 people watching online, and we probably have at least 7 people. Probably have at least 7 people.
Saying hello.
Right.
Saying hello.
Right. And we got Kirk saying hi too. See, when you guys say hi, I'll mention your name. How cool is that? And you can tell everybody, hey, they mentioned me on the radio.
You know what I was thinking about? So Thursday class, I wasn't up for the intro because I just had that other stuff going on. But you know what I was thinking? I was watching you do it, and I realized that I'm better at it than you are.
Of course you are.
I am so much better at it than you are. And then what was funny is that when you went to get Omri to say the phone number, he's like, "Yeah, I don't have a mic," and it just wasn't as funny when you
No,
did
of
it.
course not. That's why you're best at it. So what Debbie's talking about is when you come to investor schooling, Debbie does a 15-minute intro. She tells a little bit about what's gonna be happening. She talks a little bit about She talks a little bit about the things that we have going on in the class, in the school, and she tells you what you should expect. So Debbie was kind of under the weather on Thursday, and I did the intro for myself. So it's kind of hard to introduce myself, right? So so Debbie will also introduce me, bring me on stage, and there's no doubt that Debbie does it the best. First of all, you do it all the time, so you're more
I'm just
versed
used
in
to it. Yeah, I'm used to it now. Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and I'm just like ad-libbing it, and so it was like,
I'm not sure I understand the term.
Right. So if you were in class on Thursday, you knew exactly what Debbie was talking about. In fact, I'm telling you, while I was doing the intro, and no joke, while I was doing the intro, I looked around and this is what I saw.
Yeah, it just wasn't, it wasn't as fun. But it was funny when you're like, Omri, you want to do the phone number? And he's like, no.
No, really.
I thought
You
that
need
was
to
great.
keep it special.
It was
You need to keep
great.
it
I thought
special.
that was funny. It just
You
totally
can't
made
give
me
it like
laugh.
that.
So
Hey, it looks like Kathy we have online too. All right, awesome. And we got Cindy and Mike. Oh, so many people. And of course, my lovely wife Linda is on as well. She gave me a heart. Isn't that cool?
there you go.
All right.
Good.
So let's get into I want to get into something with Omri.
All right.
All right.
About the trailer park?
Yeah, well, I want to talk a little bit about some of our wins and some of our losses this week. By the way, the agent came back. So we with the 2 houses.
Yeah.
And we're close. We're close to getting those 2 houses.
How much the second one? The 225.
I'll tell you more. But just I'm breaking my own rules.
I know,
I'm
you're
not
not
telling the
explaining
audience.
Tell me
anything
about
I'm
it.
not telling us. But let's get there so we can tell the audience what happened. So Omri and I went to our trailer park that we own in Ruskin, Florida.
It's a mobile home.
Right, mobile home park. I'm sorry, I don't want to call
Appreciate
it a trailer
you.
park. Because then it has a definitely different.
It attracts different kind of people.
It has a different kind of meaning. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
I'm not
yeah.
kidding you. That's the truth.
Yeah, it's true. So it's true. If you call it a mobile home park, it sounds better than calling it a trailer park.
The name home, it is a mobile home. It's not a trailer park. You are not a horse. You are a human and you deserve a home.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, that was strong. I like that. That's really strong. Wow. Wait, hold on. I got to reach out for this one.
So as you can see, Larry found out the noise making machine.
Well,
He's been using it all morning.
They're just so appropriate today, right?
Yeah.
So all right. So anyway, so we go there. We're going to buy 3 more
Mobile
homes, not
Correct.
trailers, right? 3 more mobile homes, and we're also looking at a couple of condos that I want to buy because I want to invest in that town because I think that town's going to be a really great town to invest in because I believe that it's an up and coming town.
It will be.
Yeah, I mean you could see building all over the place. So anyway, let's get into some of the stuff that happened while we were there.
Okay.
So we had one of the air conditioners or 2 of the air conditioners that were broken. They've been broken for a while, correct?
Yes, they did.
So we finally found a guy to fix them, which turns out to be our tenant.
He became our tenant.
He
He
right.
was
He was
our
our
maintenance
handyman,
guy,
right?
but he was very busy. And while we were there, he became available. I don't know how it happened, but that's what happened. And he also came to us and said, "Number 4, I know we were talking back and forward about that, but maybe now I can make it." So we lowered the rent just a bit. We made sure he will be happy and he will take care of us. And now he's moving into it.
Right, so we lowered the rent because he's our handyman. So we gave him, I think we took $100 off, just because he's our handyman and we pay him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then, by the way, I just want to make sure that everyone understands. So I actually had this conversation with him. If you ever hire somebody who rents from you, you pay them and you collect rent separately.
Correct.
Never ever say, okay, we owe you $1,200. Just don't pay the rent this month.
Correct.
Never, ever do that.
Never.
That will turn you into a major problem because you'll go to court trying to evict the guy, and the guy go, no, they still owe me money, and
Yes.
that doesn't work.
Never do that. Never.
Yeah, so that's a major problem. So we've been having problems with 2 air conditioners there, and
I have to stop you for one
Yeah.
second because I heard you, and I get that, but didn't you always say to me before, if they rent from you, don't let them work for you?
Well, that's another problem too.
Okay, because I still use one guy and he cuts the grass for me because I have nobody out there to cut the grass, and it's insanely expensive if I get somebody else to do it. And
You
he's
heard
just willing to do
you
it.
heard what you said?
What?
If they rent for you, don't let them work for you. This is a person who worked for us, and we let him rent. So the relationship is a bit different.
It's not
Because
she's right though. Wait. She's right. So you want to avoid renting to people who work for you.
I know, but there is a difference between asking your tenant to do something, which
Right.
I agree you should never
I'm trying to
do.
figure out if that's what Debbie's saying. Is that what you're saying, Deb? That you have a guy who rents from you and he wants to cut the grass?
As
Yeah.
a favor or
Okay,
something like
and
that.
you're not letting him cut the grass?
No, I am letting him cut the
Okay,
grass
but you
because
pay him separately,
I
right?
pay him separately
You do
and he has
not
to pay.
take the money off the rent.
I don't take
That's
money
the
off the
point.
rent.
That's the point right there.
Yeah.
That's the point. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want to. You don't have somebody work for you in lieu of rent.
No, I don't do
Correct.
that.
Okay.
I don't do that.
I think that's the point we're trying to make.
Yes.
All right.
But I really thought that in the past you said don't let. I mean, I do it just because I don't have anybody else out there who's willing. But
Yeah, that's fine.
but I thought I remember we had this conversation where you said if they rent from you, they shouldn't do any work from you. I remember you and I
No,
were sitting in your
yeah,
office
so-
and we were going back and forth on this.
I basically just said that. It sounds like it was a misunderstanding in how I meant it.
Okay.
So, so they don't. So in other words, if let's say there's a plumbing leak in their apartment, right? And they call you up and they say, there's a plumbing leak in the apartment. I'm kind of a handyman. I might be able to fix it myself. You say, yeah, you know what? Let me get a plumber.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah, okay.
Right, that's what I mean.
We
Okay.
never
All
do
right.
that.
Because now you got two things. Now you got the guy saying, "Hey, I want $100 off the rent," or he may not do a good job. That kind of stuff. That's
Okay. All right.
I mean, if the guy's a qualified plumber, and that's what he does. That's fine. Send me fix the leak, and send me the bill just like you'd send everybody else.
Yes.
That's all. Just make sure that the rent and the payment are separate.
Okay.
All right, so getting back to this. So we had the two air conditioners broken for a long time. I'm going to try not to be mad at you. I'm actually going to have a conversation with you on the air about how to manage properties.
It's okay. It's not like Omri's listening because he's too busy on his phone
I
anyway.
am.
know.
I'm just expected all that, and I need to be in a position that I will observe more right now. So I'm trying to be in this position.
So
Because
by observing more, you're on your phone. So
We have
Right.
a big disagreement about all this scenario,
yeah, I heard a little bit about it.
and I
this
think
weekend.
Larry knows as much as I do, and he won't admit it, that there was an effort to try to fix this. Actually, it was the last time we did a photo shoot here in the office when Maurice was here on a Saturday, and
Yeah, a month ago.
too
So here's my
many
concern.
things happened during this time. From the point that the problem was
Okay,
diagnosed.
once again, nobody knows what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I don't
here's my
think I know what
concern.
you're talking about.
So here's what happens, right?
Get off your phone,
You
Omri.
you get a call a month ago that in unit number 7
Six.
and unit number 6, so 6 and 7, right?
7 is just
Right.
recently.
So 6, we get a call. Air conditioner doesn't work.
Doesn't cool
Doesn't cool one of the rooms.
the apartment. No, it doesn't cool the house good enough.
Right.
When
Right.
when
Okay,
we're
got it.
talking
Right,
about
right.
yeah.
So I don't know where you got the guy from, but the guy takes 3 days to go out there, and he basically looks it over. He goes, "It'll be $12,000 to fix," and nobody knows what this guy even
Which guy?
does. Or the heroes.
For a mobile home park? For
Yeah,
a mobile
exactly.
home? 12
That's
grand?
exactly right.
So
It
the
doesn't even
heroes.
cost that much for a house.
We need to talk about
Yeah, I
that.
know,
The
exactly.
heroes are a company that are dealing with this mobile home site for years.
Okay, slow down. So we were given a referral from the people who owned the park before. Use these people. Now,
Few times.
it's 6 weeks later. Nothing is fixed, and we go there this week to buy mobile homes, and these people are saying, "Hey, this is a problem. We live here. This isn't fair." Now, I have a problem with that myself. I mean, this thing should have been fixed within 3 days.
Yeah.
24 hours is my rule, but 3 days in case there's things that can't be done. So you have to make sure that you understand as a landlord, you have a responsibility to someone else's life. All right? So you kept running this thing. Finally, you had the guy come out there and meet us there, and he explains his estimate to how to fix it. And I'm like, this guy's out of his mind. The prices, that doesn't make any sense, and I don't get this at all. So we take a handyman, goes in there, and $350 later, it's fixed.
Again, that's Larry from the side. It cost $550 to
I'm
fix
sorry,
it.
it was $550.
Okay. by a
Okay.
guy that actually also used the diagnose made by the other company, okay? Because we had hard time to understand what's going on. And also, you need to understand that sometimes it's very hard to get a person to crawl under a mobile home and try to figure out the problem. Many people don't want to do that.
So
And
what he did was
even
he
this
called one guy, gave
company,
us a $12,000 estimate, and never called anybody else.
$12,000 estimate.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I saw a $12,000 estimate to repair all the things in that mobile home. Remember the plumbing?
I
and
didn't
the
see
thing?
that.
Okay, whatever. Okay, $550. Okay, now, no joke, right? So, you guys know how. You know my theory on how to handle problems with tenants, right? It's very simple. It's the initials IMPC, right? What does it stand for?
I make phone calls.
I make phone calls. So if you're a landlord, what you need to do is you need to use this philosophy, IMPC. You make phone calls. So we had a guy move in. It happened to be the handyman. It was interesting. He moved in yesterday, right? Yesterday into the last mobile home that was empty, correct?
Mm-hmm.
He calls us around, 9, 10 o'clock saying the air conditioner doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Yes.
Right? And I dilly-dallied because I had a lot of stuff to do yesterday. I didn't even
Me
get
too.
to it.
I know.
Right? I didn't even get to it. And then when I got to it, right, I got to it around 4 o'clock. I called 3 people. One guy called me back immediately, said, I'll come over right now. Fixed, done, complete. And now Omri is calling me all night. What was the price? What was wrong with it? What do we have to do? I said, I don't know. I made a phone call. I had a problem. The problem is so here, I'm even going to tell you, my problem isn't air conditioner doesn't work. My problem is I have a tenant who moved into a unit and he's unhappy. That's my problem. Okay? The symptom of that, or the cause of that problem is the air conditioner doesn't work. But I have a tenant who's unhappy. Right? I have a problem. I have to solve it. I have to solve it as soon as I can. The guy calls me up. He goes, listen, I'll call you if it's over $500. I said, that's fine. So I don't hear from the guy. I get a text message 2 hours later from Ed, the tenant. He says, thank you so much. I can't believe they fixed it this fast. Done. I'm done. I'm going to bed now. I don't need to talk to anybody. I don't care. I know that one day I'm going to get a bill. I know it's going to be less than $500. And I solved the problem of having an unhappy tenant. How did I do it? I made phone calls, and I didn't stress over anything that had to do with this problem. That's what you have to do as a landlord. Don't get stressed out. Don't make bigger problems out of small problems. And that's what you keep doing with all of these issues that you have. And this is why I get so frustrated with you, and this is why you get frustrated with me, because I prove to you that the absolute best thing to do is just solve the problem. So if to solve the problem was $2,000 and to not solve the problem was $500, I'm spending $2,000 to solve the problem because I have to solve the problem.
If you heard a conflict in Larry's story, you can call us at 855-939-1137 and mention the conflict in Larry's story, and we can discuss it on the air.
What is the conflict that you think I have, that you should have?
From the point that you said that the person that come with you said 12,000. I've never seen a 12,000. Of course, it's absurd. 12,000 estimate.
You want me to you want me to pull up your estimate
I'm
again?
sorry.
What was the
I'm
estimate?
sorry.
3,000?
I'm sorry.
5,000? What was it?
Do you want to listen?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, thank you. From the point that you said that someone come with a crazy estimate for 12,000, and by the way, let's talk about the timeline. You approved him to come on September 10.
Yeah, he's not coming.
I know. Listen.
Right.
We understand that this was on August 26th.
Right.
So I agree with you that some problem like plumbing, like roofing, we want to take care in less than 24 hours. Hot water, for example, less than 24 hours.
What problems do you not take care of in 24 hours?
Holes in walls, for example.
Holes in walls?
Yeah. If somebody
Who
called
put
me
the
and
hole in the
said,
wall? If the tenant put the hole in the wall, they have to fix it. If I put the hole in the
No,
wall, before
I
the
need
tenant
to
moves
fix
in,
it,
that
and
needs to be fixed within 24 hours.
I need to fix it and I need to mail them. But there are many problems. I've been in a situation that the stove, one of the burners of the stove doesn't work. So yes, I understand that
Okay.
it's not fun to have three
but what we're
burners instead
talking
of
about-
4.
We're talking about
So I'm
air
going back.
conditioning.
I'm going back, and I get it. Air conditioning in Florida, but the air
Air conditioning in
condition,
Florida, 100-degree weather with humidity.
but the air
With
condition,
humidity that you just put your hand on the door and your hand burned. or
but the
window
air
and your hand burned.
condition was replaced with a brand new unit when we bought the place. Agreed? Am I lying here?
You're not.
Okay, exactly. So the problem is not the air condition.
No.
The air condition is
it was the
brand new
ductwork.
from the box. It's part of the problem with the ductwork. And
Correct.
the problem with the ductwork apparently wasn't one or two problems. It was more complex than
See,
that.
this is what you're doing right now. Okay.
Okay.
This is it. My
Okay.
problem. My
So
problem
with
is,
your
wait,
attitude,
wait.
with
My
your
problem is-
attitude, okay.
My problem is I have a tenant who's unhappy. What's my solution? My solution is solve the problem.
You're
I
not
need
solving
to find out why. I need to immediately find out what the problem is. and
your
immediately have it
way
fixed.
to solve problem is to throw money at the problem.
No, my problem. Yes.
Okay, I'm
With
not
the
throwing
caveat
money.
that I'm solving the problem.
Okay,
6 weeks these people had no air conditioning.
They did.
6 weeks.
Okay.
That's unacceptable.
Okay.
In fact, if the guy said to me, "I want all my money back.
I'm-
I'm leaving," I could understand that.
I'm not your property manager.
Right. I
I'm your
understand.
partner,
Right.
and as your partner, it's acceptable that we do things differently.
I'm talking to you about how my philosophy is different than yours.
I agree.
Within
I agree.
24 hours, you must fix these problems.
You make this story very black, which is extremely gray.
That's
It's-
racist.
The tenant is white.
Sorry, I gotta lighten up this conversation because you guys are. Omri's
make
so
this
angry
story-
right now.
Omri, there is no in between the story. There's one problem.
Okay.
The tenant is unhappy.
Okay.
Caused by caused by the air conditioner not working the way it's supposed to work.
You know, every time
That's
I
it.
talk,
You got to go to solve the problem.
every time I talk to Larry about how much money I make on my property, he never believes me. Same thing with renovation. When I tell him how much I pay for my renovation, and my houses look beautiful.
I use your guy.
Maybe they are not to your standard, but that's how I do it. You use my guy in the last year, but it was many years before
Right.
that I knew how to do those things with my involvement and get the higher profits.
I have no problem with that. That's all great
Exactly.
stuff. But when
If
somebody
you
moves
let
into the house,
someone like you did with the heroes on the August 26th to come and solve a problem for whatever they want, which was what was it there back then? $3,000. They came. They said $3,000. Fix it. Come September 10th.
well,
fix it.
you know why?
And-
Because it's
and
been 6 weeks now. These people have no air conditioning. Now I got to get it done. I don't care what the price is.
when I am paying that amount, I have to make sure that this will be fixed, especially if this is the same company that just installed to
Right.
me an AC. So I'm doing things a bit, you can say more suspicious.
Okay. Listen.
And I agree.
Listen. Problem. Tenant is unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what the solution is, but it has to be done fast.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be 6 weeks of you negotiating with a company. You were negotiating with a company for 6 weeks
No, I'm
to
not.
fix an air conditioning, and then they come out and tell you why the price is so high, and then they wait, then they book it for 2 weeks later to fix it in September. The entire summer, these people had bad air conditioning. That's so unfair.
Okay.
It's just unacceptable. I would at that point, I'm buying window units. I'm saying if I've called every single person on the entire planet, everybody, including Elon Musk, to try to fix this air conditioning unit, and everybody says it cannot be fixed within 2 weeks. You know what I'm doing?
Yes.
I'm buying portable air conditioning units. I'm putting them in the unit and say, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Here you go. I'm going to put these in there, and when we get this fixed, we'll take these out. Thank you so much for being patient with me.
So
Okay.
I had a similar situation in one of my Philly properties where there was a problem with the heat, and it was in the dead of winter, and it was going to take I think 3 days for them to come out and not to fix it, but to get a new heating system in there. And I went out and I bought a bunch of oil heaters for them, the radiator oil heaters, and I said, put one of these in every room until we can get this squared away, so at least they had some heat. So I'm kind of with Larry on this one because I think you need to address things quickly.
You can be with Larry because Larry is telling a story that he's not true.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is that I think you
If
need to-
Larry's story was true, you are with Larry.
what I'm
The
saying
story
is
is simple. The story is that they called us in the middle of the summer saying the air conditioner doesn't work, and it hasn't been fixed until yesterday.
Okay.
I think that
That's a major problem.
Okay.
what
you can
I'm
call
agree-
me if you want, and I will tell you the real story at 855-939-1137.
What I'm saying is that I'm agreeing with the fact that it needs to be done right away, that you can't wait a long
Okay.
time. So then here's the thing for everybody else who's listening who's a tenant, which really irritates me. So I was just in my Monroe property, and one of my tenants who's in the front, and she texted me and she said, hey, I'm having trouble with the lighting. And I'm like, she's like, from way back when. I'm like, from 2 months ago, because I had somebody come out and take a look at it and address it. And she goes, yeah, he never came back. And I'm like, and you're waiting 2 months now to tell me? And
Yeah,
now
right.
it's an issue? I'm like, and what I wrote to her was, moving forward, you need to let me know about problems sooner so I can get them resolved. So
Yeah, if the tenant doesn't give you the problem, that's a whole other issue.
That's a whole other issue. So, because I was really irritated that she was having this issue for 2 months and never told me, because I would have gotten resolved right away. So I already reached out to the electrician to get everything resolved to get it moving. But I think you need to do things quickly.
Can I ask you a question, Larry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many years you send people to your property in Drexel Hill and they fix things wrong?
I'm really glad you brought that up, because
Thank
it was
you.
funny.
Can you answer my question?
Yes, I can. Can I tell the whole story so everybody knows the whole story?
You
right?
didn't let me tell the whole story.
All right.
So
You guys
there are
need-
people listening. You want to have the conversation
Omri-
between us? We'll do it off the air.
No.
You want to let people fill
all right,
in
calm
the
down,
situation
calm
so
down.
they know
All
what
right.
we're talking about, at least. Okay, so I had a property in Drexel Hill. And the interesting part was I had a roof leak, and I had a water leak from a pipe on the
Bathroom.
top floor, right, one of the bedrooms, right? So I would get a phone call from the tenant, and I would say, hey, listen, they'd say, hey, there's a roof leak. And I immediately called. I immediately sent my roofer over there. He did whatever he did. And then I heard nothing from anybody. I paid the bill, heard nothing from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Then I get a call 6 months later. The roof still leaks. I'm like, has it been leaking the whole time? Well, yeah. Well, why didn't you call me? And then I sent somebody else out there. And this is why these two stories go together. Debbie, your story, and Omri's story go together. Okay. And the same thing again. I get the call again, and after the guy fixed it. But nobody ever told me that it was continually leaking. It's the same thing with the leak upstairs in the bathroom. There was a leak of the top bathroom, and it was the same exact thing. I was told it was fixed. I was billed. I was told it was fixed. The tenant never got back to me. So you know what happens, and it's always the same thing. When you raise your rents, your tenants look for every little problem. But this case was a little
Remember
bit weird.
to call you finally.
I raised the rent, and the tenant says, the roof is still leaking, and the bathroom's still leaking. And I really, now I got annoyed. Not so much the tenant, but really annoyed at the other contractors because they said they fixed it, but kind of annoyed at the tenant for not telling me.
Yeah.
So now I said, you know what? I'm going to go there, and I'm going to look at this thing, and I'm going to bring, it just so happens that Omri has a small contracting company, a small handyman company. I'm going to bring Omri, and I'm going to bring his guy, Chino, to take a look at it. And then we found all the problems, and Chino fixed it all. And now I'm going to assume, what?
That everything's fixed.
That everything's fine. Why? Because the tenant has not called me. But I've done everything I can for this tenant to fix the things that needed to be fixed based on the knowledge I have that it's fixed at this point. So it's very different than what you're talking about. We didn't go to this guy and fix the air conditioner 6 weeks ago and him not tell us it doesn't work.
I can show you in QuickBooks how many times they were there.
It doesn't matter how many times they were there.
Okay.
What matters is it's not fixed.
Okay.
That's all that matters.
Okay.
If the guy's complaining for 6 weeks, the air conditioner, I'm telling you, I'm calling every air conditioner guy. I'm flying people in from Philadelphia to go there to fix it, because what's most important to me is the tenant. That's the most important thing. If to solve the problem in 2 days is $2,000, and to solve the problem in 6 weeks is $500, I'm spending $2,000.
Okay.
That's key. It's not only being a good landlord, it's being a good human being. So understand, fix the problem. Don't go through everything else, just fix the problem. I still don't know how much it cost last night. I don't care. All I know is the text message that I got from the tenant that says, hey, thanks so much for sending people out on short notice. That's it. Teresa's saying this is why you should inspect the work after the contractor completes the work. I'm sorry, but that's not true. Remember, I'm a very busy guy. I've got lots and lots and lots of properties. I am not inspecting the work that somebody did with all my properties. I'm going to assume they did a good job, and I'm assuming if the tenant doesn't get back to me in the next couple of days to say the problem is still there, that it's fixed. If not, I got to give partial responsibility to the tenant for not telling me it's fixed.
Yeah.
And that there's nothing I can do about it. And it's the same thing with your story, Deb. But I'm doing everything I can to fix this. If this air conditioner tonight goes out, the same air conditioner we fixed yesterday, if it goes out tonight and the tenant doesn't call me, I'm assuming it's fixed.
Yeah, I just assumed it was fixed because I didn't hear anything from her for 2 months.
Yeah.
So that
if
that
he says it went out tonight and I called the guy up and he says, no, I'm not going out there, I'm calling somebody else. Yeah. I may not pay his bill, but I'm definitely calling somebody else. It's not important. The most important thing is being a good human being and taking care of your tenants. And you got to do it fast. You want to have arguments with contractors and arguments with repairmen, have them offline after they fix it, or fire them and hire somebody else. As far as I'm concerned, these people that we hired to do these air conditioners now, they will never be returned. I want to find them on Yelp and give them the absolute worst review ever. the guy that fixed it yesterday, the guy came out on a Friday night at 6 o'clock at night because that was his last stop. That is incredible. That's the kind of guy that I want working for me.
Okay.
All right? So, IMPC, I make phone calls. That's how it works. All right, before we go to commercial, Omri, why don't you give people the phone number? I know you're just dying to be sexy right now.
That's 855-939-1137. 855-939-1137.
He's not even paying attention. He's
Omri's
so upset.
Omri's angry. So
Omri's upset, but I'm trying to help Omri to learn how to be a better landlord, and I'm
So
trying to
many
teach people
people
out
you-
there to be a better
okay.
landlord. Why don't we go to commercial and we'll have this argument afterwards? Take us out, Kirk. This is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. Do you know when the best time
guys
to buy
need to calm
investment
down.
properties is? It's now.
That's who he
It's
is.
always now. You just need to learn how to buy them correctly. Go to investorschooling.com
So, how many spots do you want me to play?
and learn how to buy investment How many years properties. it takes for Omri to calm down.
Okay, well, there's about, hold on a second.
Teach how to buy investment properties and make money every time. Go to investorschooling.com and
Including this one, it's including this one, it's gonna be 2:30.
that's fine. That's Investor Schooling.
I was about to if you had a sound effect ding 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 round one.
you could hear, right? You could hear the anger. Like you could hear the anger in their voice. It's incredible.
Yeah, I was like, this is great radio.
You're awake on this one, right? You're awake for our
Exactly
show.
right, yes, ma'am. Exactly.
I forgot to tell you, Kirk.
This is
Everybody
Larry
on
Steinhouse with
Facebook,
Investor
LinkedIn,
Schooling.
Twitter, and
Don't go
YouTube
through
can
life
hear you.
ignorant about how to become a millionaire. Learn how to invest in real estate, the stock market, precious metals.
Okay.
Learn from an
Doesn't
expert.
matter.
At
Just don't
Investor
say anything,
Schooling, we teach these
Not above board.
We only provide education, and we will teach you how to leverage real estate, how to leverage the stock market, and how to leverage precious metals to make more money than you've ever made before. Go to investorschooling.com and take a complimentary class this Thursday. We will see you there. Investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com. This is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. Are you ready for retirement? Have you prepared everything you need? Well, in Investor Schooling, we will teach you ways to better prepare for your retirement using real estate and the stock market. But you need to learn how to do it right, and that's what we teach. At Investor Schooling, we sell nothing but education. Come to Investor Schooling and learn how to have a better retirement. Go to Investor Schooling.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
VP
he's
right
getting
now.
better.
Okay.
Tuesday's class,
angry.
7 o'clock.
He's very angry.
Is the blood boiling subsided?
What was that?
The blood boiling subsided?
Probably not.
No.
This is Larry.
He's
I
been mad at
know.
me for 3 days.
You could see in his face.
Oh,
Session that's coming. Are you prepared for it? Well, listen, at investorschooling.com, we're going to teach you ways to prepare for the recession.
does arguments like this happen often?
It's
We'll teach
Omri.
you strategies
All
on
right,
how to
it's
use
Omri.
real
You're
estate.
making
We're
me
going to teach you
crazy. It's
strategies how to
Omri.
use the
It's
stock
not
market
Ari.
properly.
It's not
That's right.
Amari. It's Omri.
Sorry.
Stock
Sorry.
is down.
I'm just saying,
off
Kurt.
more.
I'm like, come
For a
on.
free class this Thursday night.
I want to piss him
It's
off more.
Omri.
All of these
Teresa's
techniques.
laughing over
Go to
there.
investorschooling.com
Hey,
right
Teresa,
now.
how are you?
RSVP for this Thursday. We'll see you there.
We'll say it later on.
Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. You may know me
We'll say
from my
hello to Teresa
book,
when
Money
we get
Hacks.
back on
You
air.
may know me from my radio
see what she
shows.
wrote about
And you
me?
may even know me from some of
That
these
I'm awesome?
commercials.
You
But
should
listen,
scroll it
I'm
down.
teaching
She said I'm
stuff
awesome.
that people need to learn about
said she
money.
met me
In
at
fact,
one
my
of
favorite
Pete's
topic
parties.
is money. So go to
met me at one
investorschooling.com
of Pete's
and you will
parties.
learn things about money that
She
you
met me at
never
one of
even knew
Pete's
existed.
parties.
We will teach you things
you
about
know her.
Back in 10.
the market and about how to use your IRAs properly. Go to investorschooling.com and sign up for a complimentary class this Thursday night at 7 o'clock. That's investorschooling.com.
This program is paid for by Investor Schooling.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to
The Larry Steinhouse
I can't
show.
remember the Larry Steinhouse show. I'm here with Dr. Deb Anderson, of course, the very sad Omri because he's being schooled, and he's very upset that he's being schooled. But you need to understand that this is what's important. We got some people over here, even online. We got I think it was Kathy who said, Larry, everyone should have a landlord like you. Love your mindset and love your approach. It's funny. I have the funniest things. My contractors call me. So what I do is when somebody has a problem, I call the contractor, and even if it's the first time, I say, hey, Mr. Contractor, my person living in 123 Main Street has a problem, and I explain the problem best I can because I'm not there. I don't know what the problem is. The air conditioners at work or whatever they tell me, right? And they go, okay, great. And I said, call the tenant, make the appointment with the tenant,
I do the same thing.
and then call me and let me know what the bill is, and I'll give you a credit card afterwards.
Yeah, I do the
And
same
they're like,
thing.
okay, great. And almost every contractor's okay with that. Every once in a while, some of them want you to pay in advance, but whatever. For the most part, every single one is okay with it. They'll make you pay a service charge in advance, whatever. But
Yeah.
but every single one of them is okay, right? So I set up the call, they do that, and then everybody talks to each other, and that's all I do. I'm done.
Yeah.
And if I don't hear from either one of them, I assume it's done. I also say to both of them, if you don't hear from the contractor within an hour, give me a call. And I say to the contractor, if you don't hear from the guy within an hour, give me a call. Because I just want to make sure that that's all happens. But if I don't hear that call, I'm assuming everything's good.
Yeah.
Contractors go out, they fix the problem, and they take care of everything, and I'm done. I don't care. When the bill comes, I will take care of the bill. And if the contractor's terrible, I just won't use them again.
Yeah.
It's that simple. All right, Omri. Why are you so upset?
That's 855-939-1137. 855-939-1137.
So it's interesting because I am truly getting a glimpse of how emotional I was with Monroe.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I didn't see it because it was me, but I'm seeing it now because of this. So
Right.
I'm just seeing it. I guess I didn't realize how bad I was, and I'm realizing how bad I was.
Well, what's happening now is it's moved over to Omri, right?
Yeah, it's
so
moved
you're
over.
seeing Omri struggling with, but he's not. There's not a financial problem with this. It's not a financial problem. It's not a contractor problem. It's a just get it done. And part of it, Omri. I hate to say it, Omri, but you really are a drama king. There's no doubt. You love the drama. And it's funny because every conversation I have with you, repairing a house or anything you're working on, it's always drama for you. And you have to just drop the drama and just get it done. Go from here to here. You got a tenant with a problem, solve the problem. Done. Then work out the rest later. I don't even work out the rest later. I just get it done because most of the problems you're causing by yourself, for yourself, by yourself.
Okay.
So I had this situation. It was when I have a condo in Philly. I have a gated community condo there. Glenn will be here later today. Okay. So anyway, I had a management company take it over for like my first tenant that was in there after I rehabbed it, and I got to be really friendly with the HOA because the people who were squatting in there were really terrible people, and everybody hated them, and they were all very helpful trying to get me to helping me to get them out of there. And I got to be really friendly with one of the neighbors downstairs, and her name just happens to be Deborah. So I like Debbie, she likes Deborah. So Deborah was really very helpful with me. And what was interesting is that we got this new person in there, and I'm like, if you have any questions, talk to Deborah. She can. I don't live there, so she can answer any condo specific questions that I just don't know. And they got to be friends, which was great. And I think it was maybe 4 months in or 6 months in or something like that. And the management company was taking care of everything. I wasn't, I said, call me if there's an issue. And then I never got any calls from them. So I assumed everything was great. Anyway, I get a call from Deborah a couple months in, and she's like, do you know what's going on with your unit? And I'm like, what are we even talking about? She goes, your tenant's really unhappy. She thinks that you're being really cheap and not fixing anything. And I'm like, I don't even know what we're talking about here. So I ended up going to the condo the next day, and I met with the tenant, and she walked me around all these problems.
Oh, wow.
And I had no idea.
It's a management company.
Yeah, so it was a management company.
Yep.
So within 24 hours, I think 60% of the issues were done,
Yep.
and within 3 days, everything else was done. You know what I mean? And and you could see my demeanor because I brought my kid with me, and she's like, "Wow, you're angry." I said, "Yeah, what?" And I ended up calling up the management company, and I just gave them a load of crap, and I'm like, I'm paying you money to do all these things, and they're like, "Well, there's this problem and this problem and this problem." I'm like, "I'm paying you for solutions. I'm not paying you for problems. Either fix the problem or get out." So I ended up firing them, and now I manage them myself, and now there's never been any issues ever since.
Yeah, of course. So I have the same thing. I have a management company, my management company in Delaware. They're absolutely horrible. They could, if they did nothing, it would be better. That's how bad they are.
Yeah.
Right. So so they're getting their notice this week.
Oh, are
and
they?
it'll be done. It'll be done at the end of the month.
Okay.
So they're so bad that, and it was funny because it's an air conditioner problem, right?
Okay.
I have a tenant with no air conditioner for almost the whole summer.
Oh, you're kidding.
And you know what I found out?
This week?
No, it's been fixed, right? When I said, I found out. So this is the problem. It's the same exact thing. When a tenant calls and says, "Hey, my air conditioner is out. It's not working," somebody needs to be called within 24 hours.
Yeah.
So this management company has some bureaucracy that they have to put it on a portal. And then somebody in the portal has to report it to somebody else, and then somebody from that portal has to then report it to the contractor, who then makes an appointment with the contractor 3 weeks later.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's totally unacceptable. By the way, 3 weeks later it takes at least a week and a half to get to the portal to get the contractor called, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Okay. This is a problem. You got to get it fixed now, right? So then they finally get back to me. They go, hey, the contractor said, which is a week later after the contractor came, they come back to me and go, the contractor said that we could try to put Freon in it and it'll be about $350 or replace the whole unit. I'm like, okay, well, go ahead. Why didn't when the guy was there, why didn't he put Freon in it? Well, we have to get approval from you to put, the guy's there. He has a phone, doesn't he? I have a phone. Have him call me. Right? And sure enough, right, he does nothing. Finally, I call my guy, the guy that we use over here. Now, remember, he's in Bucks County, the guy we use, right?
Yeah.
A great guy. And I send him to Delaware. He takes a look at it. He goes, I'm going to put Freon in it. He gave the number to the tenant. He gave his number to the tenant. He said, if it's a problem, I'll come back in 2 days and I'll replace the air conditioner. So sure enough, 2 days later, the contractor get a call from the contractor that, they call is still working. Can I put a new unit in? Of course, put a new unit in. But in 2 days, I solved the problem that's been taking weeks and weeks and weeks for this management company to take care of. Yeah. So they're done. It's unbelievable. I can't. It just amazes me that management companies let these things happen.
Yeah,
it's not necessary.
I was really frustrated with that management company because I was angry that the tenant thought it was me being cheap, and I'm like, I didn't even know anything was even going on. And it was just interesting because Deborah knows me and she knows how much work I was putting into it, and she's like, I make you bet that Deb doesn't even know.
Yep.
And then she called me up, and like I said, I was there within 20. I was there the next day, and then within a couple days, everything was completely resolved. So it was just,
exactly.
I was just.
I asked for a rent increase on both my tenants in Delaware for this guy, and 6 months later, I get a response from the management company. Oh yeah, you wanted a $200 rent increase. We gave you $125. Wait a minute, you gave me? I don't understand that. You're supposed to give them 60 days notice of a rent increase, and they didn't. And if they say no, they need to move.
Yeah,
they have 60 days to move. It's unbelievable. Stay far away from management companies who aren't doing anything, and talk to your tenants. And the other thing too is always, well, I shouldn't say always. If you have a management company that's good, like I have in my management company in Lehigh Valley, Jason, he's been on the air with us before. He is phenomenal. He is so good. I trust him with everything. Okay. I just trust him, right? But if you have a management company, it's the first time you're using it, you're not sure, or if you have a real estate agent bring you a tenant, if you have a real estate agent bring you a tenant, you don't have a management company, absolutely meet the tenant. And you want to talk to the tenant, you want to look them, face to face, have a conversation with them, and the conversation starts like this, right? Rent's due on the 1st. On the 2nd, it's late. On the 5th, it's a $150 late fee, and on the 15th, I file for eviction. Now, listen, Deb, in case something happens, like your grandmother dies, or you get into a car accident, or you have the flu, and you're in the hospital, give me a call. I'm going to send you flowers, but I'm still filing for eviction. Do we understand each other?
Yeah, I just had this conversation with one of the tenants who want to move in Monroe, so we just had this one conversation. So, and he seems great. And the other one, I'm like, this isn't working for us. So, so that didn't work out. So we'll see what happens.
It's funny when you say that, you'll get them. You'll get people. I mean, I've had everything from, we always pay our rent on time. Like they're like, oh, no, you won't have a problem with us at all. To, my last landlord didn't file for a month or 2 months or 3 months. I'm like, okay, have a nice day. You're not a tenant. Yeah. Done. Finished.
I've gotten a lot of shakes. Yes, I understand. I got that. You know what I mean? So a couple people are like, okay, I got it. Right. So like very, very clear. I was very clear and they were very clear responding. So that was good, at least.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So this whole time we've been talking about Omri, he didn't even know. Because he's not even paying attention.
Well, Omri's just upset. Let him cool off for a little bit.
Should we let you cool off?
You can do whatever you want.
Are you cooled off?
So do you remember way back when it used to just be me and you on the radio show?
Yeah.
So,
So something tells me it might just be me and you on the radio show after this one.
Well, maybe next week it'll just be us. I'm not so sure.
Give us a call at 855-939-1137 to convince Omri he should stay on the show. 855-939-1137. We only got 15 minutes, so pick up the phone and tell Omri that he should stay on the show. 855-939-1137. You want to give the phone number?
What's the phone number?
He's so mad he doesn't even want to give the phone number.
He's angry.
That's 855-939-1137.
I've seen him frustrated before, but I don't think I've ever seen him this angry.
Yeah, exactly. He's definitely frustrated. All right. What else, Deb? What's going on with you?
It must be you, Larry. You have that effect on people.
Oh, absolutely.
So I was saying that you have to scroll up a little bit. And Teresa says, hey, she knows me from Pete's house. And when I was telling her I was on the radio, she didn't believe. I don't know if she actually believed me or not, but she was giving me all kudos, which was pretty cool. Because I never get the kudos. It's always everybody else who gets the kudos.
Say that again.
Usually everybody else gets the kudos. I don't get the kudos. I got the one guy in prison who likes me better than the rest of you guys, and then Teresa now.
Oh yeah, but the guy's in prison.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
He hears a woman's voice.
And that's what I said before.
And if you liked Omri better because of the phone number, that might. I mean, who knows?
Well, that's why
maybe he likes prison.
That's what I said before. I said he only likes me best because I'm probably the only woman he's heard or seen in however long he's been there. So
right.
I don't know. I'll take whatever I can get. I don't know, what can I say? So
the guy in prison, huh?
The guy. Well, that's not what I meant.
Oh yeah, look at Glenn. Glenn writes. Glenn goes #fire Omri. Glenn, I would never fire Omri. Omri is really, really good guy and a really loyal servant, and I really like him. And when I say loyal servant, I don't mean a slave. I mean, as a friend. So so he's a great guy. But
you know what it is that you guys are together sometimes so much. You're like two brothers, and you're like after a while you beat each other up. You know what I mean? And then you go away for a little bit.
I
and then
fight with Omri more times in a week than I fight with my wife in the whole time I've known her.
So I have two brothers, right? And I remember that they always used to beat each other up. Like it was the biggest thing is that they would be in my parents' bed, and their biggest thing was when me and my sister were in the other room. They're like, so one would pull the other one's pants down and shows their butt. Come on, hurry up! Because then they'd beat each other up, and then they'd switch, and then the other one would call us over. But they would always beat each other up, and then after a while they would calm down, and then they'd beat each other up again. But now they're good friends, so. It's a guy thing. Like it's too much. It's too much.
Too much testosterone.
It's too much testosterone.
I'm 60. I don't have a lot left.
maybe you should get that taken care of. I think they have online things that you can do right now for that.
Wait. Hold on. So now we've got Tom, who's our painter, actually listening, and he goes #keep Omri, right? And then we got
Omari.
Omari, of course, right? We got somebody saying Omari.
All right, Omri's smiling. It's a start.
So he says, Omari, please stay on the show. And it's Omri, right?
Okay, and then what's that? Trust me, it's not her voice that I just liked. I just don't play on that. Don't worry, I'm in my own lane. I'm good. So
trust me, I'm not even sure I understand. All right. So sometimes the guy think, okay, so Teresa's like talking about, okay.
Teresa's
now, Kimmy, your number one fan, has just said stop picking on you.
Omri. And we're not picking on Omri. Omri's just upset.
So Kimmy, you should call in and you should say nice things to Omri, make him feel good. But meanwhile, we got Mark. What's going on, Mark?
Hey, Larry. I was listening to this whole conversation. I'm intrigued by it. I'm a loyal listener to you guys. I'm not a student yet, but Omni is 100% off base when he's arguing with you. When you have a problem, no matter what, whether it's real estate, whether you're on your own business, you got to get the problem solved immediately. It doesn't really matter what the problem is. You just got to get it resolved. So he's off base, and I just wanted to weigh in on that.
All right, but should we keep him on the show?
Oh, yeah, I like him. Absolutely. Yeah, but I mean, just he's way off base.
Yeah. He just so what's happening, Omri? I believe your ego is bruised, and it's okay. Your ego is bruised. The best thing you need to do is take this and learn from it. Go. I have a problem. Fix it. I have a problem. Fix it. I have a problem. Fix it. And forget about everything else.
I believe that if
you'll sleep better too.
Sorry.
You'll sleep better too.
I believe that if everybody call you a thief, you need to start stealing, because everybody already believed that you are a thief.
What?
So under this conversation,
what does that even mean?
Under this conversation, I don't think anything I will say right now, based on the picture that you described, can benefit me. I really want to explain the story. Apparently, I can't. God knows how many things have happened.
All right, I'm going to go again.
Okay.
And the story is not important. What's important is that this guy was without air conditioning for 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. That's what's important.
Who told you he was without air conditioning for 6 weeks?
When did we start dealing with this?
He was without air condition for 6 weeks.
How long ago did we start dealing with this?
He was without air condition for 6 weeks.
Yes. I'm just saying
Okay.
yes, because if I don't say yes,
Okay.
then we're not going to be able to.
So again, it's not true.
Okay, then it's not true. Hey, Mark, it's not true. He wasn't without air conditioning for 6 weeks because Omri said he wasn't. He can't prove to me that he wasn't.
No,
I
what
know.
I heard was the air conditioning unit, even if the air conditioning unit was working, but it wasn't working in, optimal performance, which means it wasn't functioning properly. It needs to be resolved.
Of course.
Just because it was working, but yeah, it needs to be resolved.
Of course.
So Omri's, going to be, leaning in on this situation that because it was working but not at its highest capacity. No. If an air conditioning unit's not working properly, it's not going to cool the house down. You got to fix it.
Right.
End of story.
See? Mark, are you a landlord?
Yeah, I have 2 properties.
Okay. Did you know he's? Yeah, I have 2 properties. Okay, tell us your story.
No, I'm actually selling them right now because it's I can get the highest highest amount possible right now at this point in time. I'm going to get involved more with commercial real estate. I have 2 Section 8 houses that I held on to them too long, and it's the right time. The market's right for me to get rid of them, so it's a good thing. But I have to deal with these issues that you guys talk about a lot, and when the roof leaks, when there's the kitchen, there's an issue with the kitchen, plumbing issues, the range doesn't work. You have to fix it.
Yeah,
you have
absolutely.
to fix it immediately to keep your tenants happy.
I had a tenant one time, and this is like really early in my career of being a real estate investor. I had a tenant, and we, the older stoves, they had most of the stoves had a pilot light. They didn't have the ignition, right?
Yeah.
And my tenant, I swear, the pilot light goes out in the oven, and what do you think the tenant does? Turns the gas all the way up, sticks their head in the oven, and lights a match. I had never seen anything so stupid in my entire life, right? She calls me up immediately. She said the fire department was here.
Oh my God!
The thing exploded. I'm like, whoa! I ran right over there because I was worried about her,
Yeah.
And she's got scars up and down her arms and scars on her face. I'm like, whoa! What happened? And she tells me the story, and I said, why in the world did you do it that way? And she said, I don't know. That's what I thought you were supposed to do. So I said, look, you want my insurance company information? She said, no, I got, my health insurance is taking care of it. I was actually surprised. She probably wouldn't have won a lawsuit against me, but the insurance company would have paid something, but she was fine with it. No big deal. But guess what I did the very next day?
Replace the stove?
Replace the stove, right? Why? Because I wanted one with electronic ignition, so this idiot never does this again.
So what's funny about that? So I have a stove. Like I bought my house around 7-8 years ago. We had to redo the kitchen, so everything in there was new. And I didn't know about the electronic ignitions. I thought, I was thinking the old stuff because I remember my parents had a gas one, and I'm like, and then the things weren't firing. I'm like, oh well, where's the pilot light? And my husband's like, I don't think this one has one. I'm like, don't they have pilot lights really?
Right.
And I'm looking all over, and I'm like, oh, it must not have it. And then we ended up having to call somebody in, and they had to replace all the electronics, and it was But I didn't even know they changed that because that's what I was just used to. So it was just
all right, Mark,
funny.
we appreciate you. When are you going to stop by and take a class?
I'm going to probably do it online, if anything. You guys are a little bit too far from where I live, but I am really interested in probably joining, do the remote sessions, though.
Check it out, man. Go to investorschooling.com, and you can click the button at the bottom. You'll see where it says if you're not in the area, click this button. It'll take you to another forum, and you can fill it out, and you can hang out with us on Zoom. All right, Mark, we thank you very much, man. Take care.
All
right. Omri, you feeling better now?
I'm good.
You good?
Omri's still mad.
All right. He looks better, but
He looks better, but he's still angry. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying to help you with this. Believe me, this isn't about making you feel bad. Making you feel
it's
bad
about
is when I
make
yell at
you feel bad.
What?
I think it's about make you feel bad, not about making me feel bad.
No, I don't think
I'm sorry, it's about making you feel good, not about me feeling
No,
bad.
it's not. You know what? So Omri, I'm going to say this with all the love of my heart. Larry gives me crap all the time, and it bruises my ego a lot.
And I'm happy that you feel good right now.
I'm not
about
feeling
that.
No, I'm just. Did you hear what I even said?
I did.
I said that he bruises my ego all the time.
I know.
Okay, and he yells at me when I don't learn from it right away.
I know.
So, and it's not about making him feel good. It's about me trying to learn so I know how to do something better the next time around.
Okay.
I'm
It
not
works
having
for
this
you?
conversation with you because we're partners, Omri. That's not the point. You have all these other properties. I have a whole bunch of properties. You have a whole bunch of properties, and we're partners on this park. This is how you should handle all your properties. You have a problem, fix it. You have a problem, fix it. Don't worry about all the minutiae in the middle. Fix it. That's the best way to be a landlord. That will keep you from having problems that you shouldn't have as being a landlord. Being a landlord is a lot easier than most people think, and definitely a lot easier than the way you're doing it. Don't get involved. Look, we had the tenant. I don't know if we have time. We had the tenant the other day who a domestic dispute. This guy's on Section 8, has a domestic dispute with his girlfriend. She locks him out. He's the Section 8 candidate. She locks him out. And we get a phone call from Section 8 or email from Section 8. He wants to move. Well, that's great. We have a 3 month 3 months. We need 3 months from him to move and get him out of his lease. Yeah, but he needs to move because she locked him out. Well, that's a police problem. You need to call the police and have the police let him back in. That's it. I'm done. I have no more conversation with this. This is not my issue. My issue would be if the heat wasn't working, the air conditioner wasn't working, that's my issue. But having a domestic dispute inside my unit is not my problem. That's a police problem. Get it?
Okay.
And that's the same thing you need to do. Don't get involved with your tenant's problems. I'm really sorry to hear that you're having a domestic dispute. I can't help you. I suggest you call the police. Have a nice day. Or a better day. I mean, you could do it with compassion. I do it with compassion. Yeah. But at the same time, just don't get involved. You can't get involved. It turned out we had 15 emails back and forth with these people because of the Section 8. I'm like, no. I'm cutting this off right here. I'm cutting it off and saying we're landlords. We don't have anything to do with this. If she kicked him out and changed the locks on the door, well, then he needs to call the police and get possession back in. If he's doing something to hurt her, she needs to get a restraining order against him. And if he's doing something that hurts her, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then they need to get restraining orders, and the law has to be here, not us. We have nothing to do with that. And if they want to break their Section 8 lease, that's fine. They just got to pay us, and then they can go. All right, we got just about a minute left, and it was an awesome show, wasn't it?
It was a good show. Yeah, Kimmy's like it went too fast.
Yeah,
so,
really.
Yeah, so it is. It's weird because now, like I said, we kind of got into the swing of the 2 hours, and now we're
By the way,
short.
real quick, Teresa says it's just Larry. He yells at me too. He means well. He's very passionate and cares. He's smart and has been doing his business for a long time. I trust him. I trust his advice. All right, with that, come to investorschooling.com. Go to investorschooling.com, and you can take a free class, a complimentary class, that is, this Thursday, either in person or online. I want to thank, of course, Debbie for being here. And I want to thank Omri for being so patient and, only getting his ego bruised a little bit. Teresa
Omri.
Don't take it personal, Omri. Nobody can spell your name. Anyway, go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com. Of course, I want to thank Kirk for being our producer today. Glenn was out today. And we'll see you guys on Thursday, investorschooling.com.
This program is paid for by